So there's something I didn't get a chance to put into the previous video, so I'm going to make a quick part 2 of this. Part of what really actually brought the idea of this video together was the collector that I mentioned. He said that collecting, to some people, there's a memory attached to it. You know, why we get into collecting, there's something behind it, and for him, there was a lot of personal stuff. And I understand that because for so many of us, when we collect certain things, there's kind of like an idea of an attachment behind it, why we want to collect it, you know. And people say with Pops, for certain reasons, there's nostalgia. If you look at the video game community, you have Skylanders, you have Amiibos, you know, so you have these collectible figurine type things that, yes, they may do things within a game, but for some people, they are collectibles because they represent, you know, a game they enjoy or whatever. You know, I'm trying to think of the name of the channel that I watch where the guy basically fixes trains. I don't know what got into it. I'm not interested in trains or whatever, but it's kind of cool to watch. It's something different. And for him, it's a family thing where, you know, different members of his family got into model trains. That's how he got into it. That's why he works on them, and that's where he gets his passion from. And he has this layout. He actually has like 2 or 3. And so for us to sit there and judge people based off of like stuff like nostalgia is not the main thing. There's something more behind it. Maybe it's like the collector said, maybe there's more of a personal reason we just don't think about. There are people that talk about having a love of video games because they would play them with a family member, you know, and that is part of where that memory comes from. You know, people talk about, you know, buying stuff that they didn't have as a kid for toys and that. They have a collection they want to complete. And it's fine. It really is. And there's so many people that are part of what brought all this together as well, whose channels I watch. You know, and I think about the collectors that I see, and, you know, so many different age ranges that it's incredible how we don't really look at different generations. We are so focused in certain groups of a certain age range that we don't think about people who have come before us or those who are come after us, and how what we say now is going to impact them later. How what we say might impact their viewpoints of their collecting. It is just one of those things that we have to think about. It is something that we have to consider. And I know it's a weird way of putting it. Maybe I'm wrong. But we got to start taking these things into consideration. We really do. Because ultimately, we have to think about how we felt as children growing into adults, being told, you know, you shouldn't, like in my case, I had somebody tell me I shouldn't buy a Lego kit, which I regret not doing because it was Boba Fett back when it could still be called Slave One. I wanted it, and I had the money. The person's like, no, Legos are for kids. Or I had, you know, a few of my Snake Eyes action figures on display. They hated that. I'm not embarrassed. I have the wall behind me. I have my Hot Wheels. I have my Lego figures. I have this stuff because it means something to me. I have my model kits that I love building. And as my life changes, unfortunately, some of that has changed with it. But there are things that I'm still passionate about doing. And I don't talk down to people about, I try not to, about them wanting to collect certain things. Yes, there are things that I agree with collecting and whatnot, but that's just a belief that I have for various reasons. But I try not to say anything to those people because I know what I collect is seen totally differently by them. Just something to keep in mind as we go along in life, because don't forget, some of those kids today do watch us and they do judge us based off of the way we think because their viewpoints are different as well. Just something I wanted to share, and something I wish I had thought about with the other video, but honestly, I'd rather do 2 takes and try to refilm a video. That's it, everybody. I'll talk to y'all later. Take care. Bye.